shit. Bro, I have this memory. This one time that we were at the house and we were hanging out and smoking in my patio, and it was, I don't know whose birthday was gonna be or some shit. And then you started singing the happy birthday song, and then I jumped in and I hit this really high pitched, like perfect note, and then you just looked at me like, yo, and then I stopped and I was like, yo, and then I tried to do it again. Never happened, dude. So.
Never happened again.
All right, you guys ready for this?
You're an alcoholic piece of shit. That could be your funniest thing you found on the internet today, boy.
All right, start it. Lena, you ready? Okay. Misa ready? Josh ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's go. 3, 2, 1. What is up, everyone? Welcome back to Conversing with Chris and Misa, the podcast. Today, we are back with episode number 32. Once again, guys, we're joined by our co-host, Misa. Misa, say what's up.
Yo, 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 what it do, what it do, what it do?
Also, guys, Lena, the producer's here. Lena, say what's up.
Hey, hello.
And today, guys, we are joined by a friend of the podcast. His name is Josh Cener. Go ahead and say what's up, Josh.
What's going on, guys?
Joshy! I miss you, bro. It's been a while, man.
All right, guys. So thank you for tuning in to episode 32 of Conversing with Chris and Misa, the podcast. Make sure you go hit the like button on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and now also, guys, available on Apple Podcasts. Make sure you leave a review and a rating, and we greatly appreciate that. So today, guys, we got Josh Cener here. He is one of Misa's homies. So go ahead and introduce yourself to the podcast, Josh. Tell the audience a little bit about yourself.
All right, guys. Obviously, my name is Josh Cener. Born and raised in El Paso. Moved around quite a bit in my lifetime of the Northeast, Central, and finally made my way to the West Side.
Damn, I bet that shit was dangerous, no? It made
It
you
was
become the man you are now.
really dangerous. It was really dangerous. Then it got okay, and then now I'm in the West Side. I'm safe. Everything goes down over here. So.
I get to play outside sometimes, like ride my bike. Shit I couldn't do when I was little.
Hey, he climbed the El Paso progression ladder.
Yeah.
West Side.
Started on the north, now I'm here.
The key is either you make it to the West Side or you go far east. Like Horizon.
Yeah, you got to go to Horizon where all the new shit's being built. That makes sense.
Exactly.
All right. So first off, dude, thank you for joining us on the podcast today. We really appreciate you spending some time with us, coming on here and telling the audience a little bit about yourself. So real fast, before we really get into this podcast, we just want to ask you, do you have any thoughts on our podcast, how we do, and any criticisms that you can give us?
Yeah, so today I was actually driving home listening to the first episode that Misa actually jumped in on. I'm not gonna lie. I was reminiscing on some of the memories that me and Misa have made over the years. I do like you guys' podcast. You guys have a good flavor, good spice to it. You work well together. I think as you guys progress on, it'll be a lot easier for the audio kind of like cutting in and out of like each other. Like, you in conversation, you don't want to jump over the next person, especially if they're explaining something. So I think as you guys progress, it'll get a lot more smoother, and then of course, it'll be like riding a bike to you guys, what I'm saying? Like it'll be so smooth that your guest is the only one fumbling with the words, But overall, I thought the podcast was great. I like what you guys are doing, and I'm happy to be a part of this,
Awesome, dude. Hey, but we have progressed. If you were to listen to like the next 19 episodes after that,
I can hear it.
But yeah, man. But thanks for listening, dude. Episode 13, guys, go ahead and listen to it if you guys haven't yet.
Yeah, episode 13 was the first time that Misa joined the podcast. At that time, the podcast was just Conversing with Chris. So this is a little oral history on the podcast. And after we did that podcast, it was cool. We just kind of vibed. And Eventually, we ended up starting this podcast together. But yeah, guys, go check that out. Episode 13, Spotify, Apple Podcast. It's not on YouTube yet, but I promise by the time this episode is out, it will be on YouTube. So, guys, you know what we have to do now. It's a tradition on the podcast. Tradition unlike any other that we are going to do every single episode, no matter what. Everybody who's been listening already knows what's about to happen. If this is your first time listening to the podcast, we're about to crack this celebratory beer, and here we go.
Constipation.
Yes, sir. Misa, there you go. Okay. So, guys, we're going to get into this podcast. First things first, we're going to do what's called our Kicking Things Off segment. Our Kicking Things Off segment is where we go around the virtual Zoom meeting. And, Josh just popped the top, too. There you go.
What is he drinking over there? Is that some Ultra? Oh,
Ultra?
Hey, I gotta watch the weight.
Hey, man, that's what happens when you move from the Northeast to the West Side, bro. You start drinking Ultras.
Let me tell you.
No.
The last time we went to
Moonshine?
Moonshine?
Don't do it! All right, I'll see you later, Josh.
All right, Josh. Good
That's
to know
rough.
you, brother. Okay, so
Just saying, y'all need to catch up.
yeah, hell yeah.
Oh,
There you
yeah,
go.
yeah.
I'm not even mad at you. Trust me, I'm not mad at you one bit. I'm envious of anything.
Yeah,
I'm
like-
over here like
I'm
I want
jealous.
to be like Josh. Like I want to be Josh. I want to be all that is Josh right now. You feel me? Okay, guys. So Kicking Things Off segment. We're gonna go around the virtual Zoom meeting. Everybody's gonna tell us what's new with them. Today we are going to start with Misa.
You know what, man? I was talking about it earlier before this podcast, and fucking weather's getting hot, dude. I'm that cold type of weather kind of guy. Like a lot of people's like, oh, well, I hate the cold because you can't really do shit, you know. Like, nah, it's the heat. You know, you're stuck in the middle of a desert or some shit in the heat, you're gonna die. Now, if it's cold, man, you can start a fire, you can start running, exercise, you can find ways to warm yourself up. But nah, man, this heat, and to me, it's officially a swamp ass
Hey,
season, dude.
yes, sir.
It's
Yep.
something I don't like, but I guess we're gonna have to live with, you know.
Yes, sir.
Drip down my pants.
Yeah, dude. Super hot in El Paso, and we should be used to it, but I guess not. But global warming is real, guys. We're not going to have any more winters in El Paso, so just keep that in mind. Lena, what's new with you?
Still running, wondering why I'm running, and sleeping. So, yeah.
There you go.
You're living the life, dude. Fucking Linda.
Living the goddamn life.
God digging it down.
Trying.
Okay, Josh, what's up with you, man? What's going on with you?
Pretty much just kind of dealing with the COVID kind of thing. You know, obviously I didn't stop working. I kept on working, and I work actually in another city, so it's just the to and fro and stuff like that. And pretty much
you're
trying
an
to stream.
essential AF. You're an essential AF person.
I'm not gonna lie, the electrical trade business that I'm in is flourishing, even though everything else kind of shut down. Everybody still needs us. You know what I'm saying? So I kept very busy, and we're still busy.
That's good, man.
That's like the main thing that's hooking everybody up is electricity, you know? So while we're all in home and connected, like, we need that. So shout out.
See, Josh Cener is a real hero around these times.
Hey,
That's what I'm saying.
No.
look, I'm about to
This
salute
guy.
him here, bro. Salute. Because without you, we can't.
At ease.
At ease. All right, guys. So what's new with me?
Who cares?
Yeah, nobody cares because nobody ever asks me what's new with me. I have to ask myself this every time. I notice this, but
And then last time
yeah.
you totally
Last
cute
time
me.
I had to tell Lena to ask me what's new with myself because
Hey, no wonder, dude. I found that kind of weird. I was like, Lena, why are you even asking? Nobody ever cares. What the fuck?
it was like Lena. Nobody cares, Chris. Nobody cares about it. So anyway, so what's new with me, guys? If you guys even though you guys don't care, so I go to the same gas station after work every day, right? And the other day on Monday, there was a guy outside, and it's the downtown area, so people, you know, they hang out and ask for money or just like try to like preach the word of God, whatever they're up to that day,
Or both.
yeah, whatever, bro. Like, so So on Monday, this guy was out there, and as soon as I parked my car, he comes up to me, and he's like, "Hey, bro, do you mind if I wash your windows? Like, just throw me like a little cash." And I'm not a person that always carries cash on me, so I was like, you know what, man, no cash. I was like, but I'll get you like a drink or like, are you hungry or whatever you want, right? So he's like, yeah, dude, they sell burritos in there. If you're down, give me a burrito. So I was like, yeah, dude, just come in with me, grab your burrito, we'll get all our stuff, and we'll dip out. So we did that, and then today he was there again, right? And so this guy doesn't remember me though, but I remember him because he comes up to me again and was like, "Yo, can I wash your windows?" And I was like, "Dude, don't even fucking bother. Like, my car is dirty as shit. Like,
you
don't even worry." I was like, "Are you good or what?" I was like, "I helped you out last time." He's like, "Oh yeah, you did." He's like, "Yeah, I'm good." And then I was like, "You want anything? A burrito, something?" He's like, "Nah." I was like, "Are you sure?" I was like, "It's hot as shit out here because they stand like right there. You know what I mean? Like outside, it's like 100 degrees." And I was like, "I'm gonna get you some water, bro." And he's like, "All right, thanks, man." And then I give him his water, and then he's like out there asking somebody else. And one of the other guys he asked like for money was like, "Bro, get the fuck out of my face. Like, get out of my face." I was like, "Bro, yo, you gotta chill, dude. Like, this guy's not even."
Yo, dude, his windows are clean. Leave him alone, man.
Dude, it was crazy. So yeah, I mean,
man.
it's just I don't know. It's funny, like these random.
And then you watch him like get inside like a Mercedes and drive away and shit after.
And honestly, bro, like I'm not even mad about it. Like they just, they're. I hope that's not the case. But if he like is somebody who really needs help, because he was even asking me if I knew anywhere where I could get him a job, and I was like, well, not really, but I didn't tell him that. But
you should tell him Indeed.com.
Yeah, bro, go on your laptop, get on Indeed.com.
Not everybody has internet.
But yeah, exactly. So that's the other thing. So anyway, guys, that's that was what's up with me today.
Shit.
That was kind of random, but you know how it is.
But you saw him today, is what you said?
Yeah, I've seen him. Like,
okay.
so I'm probably gonna see him tomorrow, or I'll probably see him like next Monday or Tuesday or whatever.
Well,
So
just have like a sandwich ready or some shit, dude.
Dude, I think
we'll send him something. Yeah,
we can have shit prepared.
Better that way.
Right.
So,
and then grab that like a Carta Blanca bottle, and then fill it up with water.
And give it to him.
And give it to him, dude.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. He never asked for beer. He just asked for like food. So I don't even know if.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You're not giving him beer. You're giving him water.
All right, Josh. So, we want to get into a little bit about how you met Misa, and if you can like tell us that, and then tell us like a really embarrassing story of like a time that you were with Misa where he just made a fool of himself.
Yeah,
if
air
possible.
out the laundry. All
That's
of it.
too many, dude.
The tea, spill it.
Okay. So funny thing is I don't remember when I first met him.
What a
like
dick,
I don't remember what started off. But here's the thing though, and all the good friends of all my good friends that I have that I hold dear and close, I don't remember when the fuck I met them.
Hey.
Like when I first met them.
I remember. I'll tell you the story, guys.
Okay.
Story time.
It was back in like 2006, I believe. 2007, around there. I was obviously still living with my mom, and my mom's always, growing up, my mom was kind of strict and shit, and it parties and stuff like that was never like would run through my head. Like if I'm gonna go do that, I'm gonna sneak out and shit, So I had met a friend named Nathan. Shout out to Nathan, who was at that time was really good friends with Josh and a couple of other guys. And Nathan had invited me to a party, and I was like, fuck, and Blue being, my friend and shit, he's like, bro, we gotta go. And I was like, dude, we're not gonna be able to go, I live with my mom and shit. And then he's like, dude, just ask her. You never know. So literally, man, I'd never asked my mom to let me go to a party, and I asked her, and she's like, all right, that's fine.
No.
And I was like, what? And then it got even better. She offered to give us a ride.
Oh shit.
So I was like, hell yes, So I asked for the directions, dude, and no joke, man, this was like far, like in the middle of the desert, up in Sunland Park. Like my mom drove to like a dirt road, and then stopped, and there was like a little railroad and shit, and you could see like a little ranch out in the corner. And I'm talking to my friend Nathan. He's like, yeah, we're out here, bro. Just come. And then my mom's looking at us like, first time ever dropping off at a party, and it's in the middle of a fucking desert, And
that sounds sketchy,
so,
bro.
Luckily, she said all right, and me and Blue got off, and we walked over there. And during that time, everybody was riding quads, and I didn't know a lot of these guys. And Josh Cener out of nowhere just came up to me with like a drink in each hand, and he's like, "Hey, what's up, man? I'm Josh Cener. Here you go. Here's a drink for you." And he gave it to me, and I was like, "Oh shit!" And then I turned around, and Blue's like, "What the fuck? What about me?" And then I was like, "Forget this guy.
Yeah.
He's my bodyguard. He can't drink. He's driving. But yeah, that's the first time we ever met and hung out, dude. And ever since then, man, we were pretty close after that.
So this was high school?
Yeah, this was high school. First
Like
time
what
ever.
year?
This is like
Sophomore year. Yeah.
Yeah, 2000 sounds like sophomore year for
Yeah.
for
Holy
real.
shit.
What are your thoughts on that, Josh?
Do you
I mean,
I don't remember.
like I don't even
no, no Mufasa moment, you know. No Mufasa, just remember. No. To be honest, that does sound like me back in the day. Now, like I'm more grumpy and kind of like if I'm at a party that that everyone knows and some randoms show up, I'm like,
I'm out.
who the fuck is that? Like like
Let me see your
like a
ID,
grumpy
son.
dog.
Yeah.
But yeah, back then, like that does sound like me.
Yeah, I feel you, bro. Now, like when you're older and like you're at a party and some strangers walk in, you're literally like the SpongeBob meme, like, all right, I'm out. Like, see you later. You know what I mean?
But parties are just different when you're older. Like everything is different as you get older. Any experience isn't the same. You know what I mean? Even like house parties now, I'm like, what? No.
Yeah, not nearly.
Okay, so I'm gonna be honest with you guys. So back then, really wasn't like an angry person. Angry person in high school. And I hung out with Misa. I hung out with Nathan. I hung out with a couple other friends from them. And these motherfuckers had hands. Okay, I'm telling you, like they were not afraid to fight. And
They
so,
were
like
not
me
shy.
growing up, like I didn't really get in a lot of fights. I just was a very passive person. I was like, nah. Like people would be like starting shit. I'd be like, nah, man, I'm good. These motherfuckers, okay, that I hung out, Misa especially, and okay, I have a ton of stories if you guys want to hear them, but Misa we used to call him a tank.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm 6 foot. Okay, he's shorter than me, and we would
I'm like
call
5'4".
What the fuck?
we would call him a tank. And so the reason why he got that name, the reason why we would call him a tank, is because it didn't matter how big you were, how strong you looked,
How many you all were?
if you cross paths with Misa, like once you flicked it, because Misa's a very joking person. Misa's like, hey, let's party, hey, laugh, always joking. But when you flip the switch, he's completely different.
Mm-mm.
And I've seen him put down some dudes that even me now, I'd be like,
Dude, I go from being 5'5" to 6'5" when I'm angry, Dougie.
real quick.
People look up to me and shit.
Oh,
But those were the times in high school, man. I felt like especially because coming from Lincoln Middle School and shit, I had to prove myself a lot of ways. Because going to middle school, I didn't know anybody, and I got into a lot of fights. I was an alternative, so I had to make a name for myself. So by the time I got to high school, man, hardly anybody would mess with me and stuff like that. But again, like Josh Cener was saying, dude, all the guys that we hung out with, we were all just always very aggressive. And once it was somebody's birthday, dude, they would get the beat down of their life. And I'll post it up one of these days. I'll find it. But there's a video back then in high school when it was Josh's birthday. And about 5 or 6 of us just fucking went at it with him, dude, in the middle of a cul-de-sac in front of his house. And I'm sure his mom was looking, but she didn't say shit. She's like, get up.
Through the blinds.
She's looking through the blinds like, uppercut.
Should have been talking shit.
That sounds like a great way to celebrate your friends.
Yeah.
Bro.
Should have picked better friends.
Just fucking destroy. What the fuck? So, yeah, dude, you know what's funny right now when you were telling that story, Josh? Fucking, you could see Misa when you were saying, like, it doesn't matter how tall you are. Doesn't matter how big you are. And then he jumps in. He's like, or how many of y'all either. I'll take all your.
Okay.
Tell that story.
Okay, I've got 2 stories. Okay, and the reason why I keep telling you guys, like, this guy was, when Misa was around, like, if I had Misa next to me, it didn't matter how many people were against us. Like, I had the confidence to be like, yo, we can take him. I shit you not. And here's the reason why. So, in high school, Misa had a friend. I don't know if you guys stay in touch, but
Junior,
his name was Junior.
Shout out
Junior back in high school. Shout out Junior. Junior back in high school used to be a talker. Like Like literally, they would finish each other's sentences, bro. They were like twins that didn't look like each other, but like they were twins, bro.
Hey.
Yeah,
But Misa was the arm and he was the mouth. Well, Junior decided he was gonna mouth off to some cholos at school. All right, so by himself.
It's a good
Okay,
idea.
so by himself in the hallway. So then these fools start coming at him. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna bounce out." Comes to us and was like, "Hey," he told Misa, he's like, "Hey, these guys want to, they want to beat me up in after school." And so like Misa, of course, is like, "All right, I'm gonna send the text. Yo, meet it." Like none of us go to the buses. Like none of us go over there.
I was the only one that wrote the bus, dude.
Yeah, like none of us. I would be able to walk. I would be able to walk home. The other guys had cars. Like it was whatever. So then Misa's like, "Yo, it's going down at the buses." All right, so we get our phones. Yo, did you get the message? Yeah, okay, we're going. So we go.
4 p.m.
And we're all hanging back. And we're like looking for Junior and shit. And we're looking for Junior. so Junior called his mom and said he wasn't feeling good and to come pick him up.
Well, the story was, hold on. The whole thing was like, this started off with my friend Junior talking shit to some cholos, and some cholos is like, we're gonna beat your ass. Yeah. So Juniors are like, Misa, I need some help, man. They're gonna come over, call the guys, and let's meet at the basketball court. And then so the school ends, and I'm waiting for Junior. And so I call him, and he's like, bro, no, my mom was in a rush, and she had to pick me up right away, so she picked me up. So maybe like a week later, I found out from his brother. He's like, bro, no, he called me scared, saying to pick him up.
Okay. So then what happened?
Oh, no.
Okay, so we were smart. We were like, okay, we're going to hang back because the cholos don't know who Misa's hanging around with. So obviously Misa's the one that's going to instigate it. So we all hang back kind of like we're all sitting on the wall, like
they're part of the whole circle and shit.
Hold on.
Right. So then Misa is like sitting there, and so like the trolls like, "Where the fuck's this fool at?" And Misa gets up and he goes, "Which one of you motherfuckers wants to fight?" Okay, so then like all five of them fools that like I guess initially were shit talked or whatever, they're like, "What the fuck you gonna do?" And then Misa, and I'll never forget this.
All over.
Misa thought it was the funniest thing to do the robot, but also go like towards them doing the robot and then flipping them off. Like, what the fuck you bitches gonna do? And we're just sitting back.
I was just dancing like, oh, who wants to fight me? Do you want to fight me? Do you want to fight me? I'm gonna fuck you. I'm gonna fuck you up.
Wow.
So then one of the cholos goes, "You're lucky I'm on probation."
What a best excuse, bro. What an excuse.
Yeah, dude.
Yo, so then Misa goes, "What, you can't fight here?" He's like, "No, I can't fight on school grounds, so we can go to the Sonic real quick." And he points behind him, and he's like, "We can go to the Sonic real quick if that matters, And these fools fucking bounced, dog. And none of us got up. None of us got up to it was one dude against 5. Everyone's around. He's dancing, flipping them off, telling them they're bitches, and nothing. And they're like, we gotta go. And
you know what I found out that main guy that started that said he was on probation. I didn't know, but he actually lived like 4 or 5 houses up my street. And there was this one time, maybe like a week later, it was during the weekend. I was in a trampoline with my younger brother, and I saw him walking with another cholo right in front of my house. And I told my little brother, like, you know what? Just stay right here, bro. Just sit down and watch. This is how you take care of issues. And he didn't even see me. He was just passing in front of my house. But I saw him, and I fucking ran. I jumped the fence. I was like, hey, there's no teachers around, bro. No more teachers around, like, let's go 2-on-1 if you want. I was just a shit talker, and now he came up to me. He's like, nah, bro, this was nothing to do with you. This was with your Colombian long hair, big forehead ass friend. This shit.
Oh yeah, I know.
And now we squashed it from then, dude. And ever since then, they would just say what's up, and probably like 8 out of 10 arguments or fights that I got with people always ended like that, where we just squashed it before it happened. But some other times we had to teach them a lesson, and it'd be funny because we'd be outside of a house at a party and shit, and I see Josh Cener like arguing with some guy, and then he's like, "Hey, yo, Tank, come out here!" And then I come out of the van, like all like walking like if I'm 6'5", like. And yeah, dude, that's how it was back then, dude. But now it's all about love, dude.
I feel like two people.
It's all about love now.
Like
all of a sudden, it's all.
Hey, Hey, man.
It seems like you just called their bluff. You know what I mean? I feel like people are a lot of talk. They're really like
Right.
they're bark than bite.
It also seems like he's got a little aggression issues too.
Well,
at
I
the
mean,
same
yeah.
time.
Well, I mean,
But at the same time, at certain times, I was also bluffing too. I was just trying to see who could bluff the best, you know?
that's what I mean.
So I've gotten to a point where, like,
No,
I've ripped off my shirt.
No,
That's how angry I was.
My bad, dude. No.
Let me go ahead and just. So
I don't know.
we'll go into like
Misa,
so
turn off your
Misa.
goddamn phone.
So what? Wait, there's a second story. This
Hold
is
on,
the
hold
first
on.
story.
Yeah, hold on. Misa, turn off your phone.
Well, I just
Josh,
want to
go
hear
ahead.
the first one. I don't want to lose track of stories. I need
Jesus, okay, my bad.
No. So this is gonna go into kind of like the next topic you guys want to talk about, so we can kind of like flow into that. But so Misa lived with me and my parents for a time. You know, he had moved in, and so like Misa kind of would have his own room. You know, we had a third room that my sister and me we weren't using, so Misa lived there. And I remember one time, like, me and Misa used to do a lot of shit together. Like, he would live with me, we'd eat, we'd take, what we're gonna go do? Okay, well, I'm gonna go hang out with my girlfriend. Okay, fuck it.
I'd
You know,
wipe
I'm
his
gonna stay
ass. He
home.
wiped my ass.
You know, the
Are we getting that
But
personal? I don't know.
so one time he's getting ready or whatever, and he's got his backpack on. And usually, like, Misa would be like, "Hey, can you like take me over here? Or, hey, you know, I'm gonna go over here." But this time I was like, "Hey, what are you gonna do?" He's like, "I gotta take care of something." You know, he's got his backpack on. He got it tight. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not loose like if you're chilling. It's like tight, like you're on a mission. You know,
He's ready.
tight. You know.
Like, I'm about to go climb
And
Mount
so-
Everest and shit.
So I didn't think about it. You know, it wasn't in my head that what he was about to go do. And so like my parents' house was so close to the school that like a lot of people used to just show up. Hey, what's going on, man? It's like the HQ where people wanted to come hang. We'd smoke hookah in the garage. We'd just be listening to music.
His
So
his
Misa
mom would
just
make the
takes
best
off.
dinner. Mm.
Oh shit! So Misa would just do his own thing. He just walked off, and I didn't think about it. I was just like, okay, well maybe he's got to go to the store or something, you know. So you know, a couple of hours go by, and this is a time where we really weren't like using our phones a lot. You know, you didn't have like locations where you could be like, hey man, I'm gonna keep my location on so you can see if I ever go missing, just check the iPhone, you know, and see if I'm in the ditch or whatever.
No
you know?
Amber Alerts or anything like that.
Nothing, you know. So like, you know, 2 hours go by, and I'm like, it's not like Misa to not like, hey, like I'm gonna be coming home late or nothing, like nothing. So like literally 2 hours go by, and he walks back up, but like his shirt's kind of cool, you know, like you know when you put on your shirt and everything, and like you're like, you know, okay, like that's fresh and new, but like when you get in a scuffle, you
Like
kind
all
of can tell, like,
out and
Yeah,
shit,
he looked
yeah.
different.
you know, like.
Evidence.
So this motherfucker's walking down the street. I live in the cul-de-sac. The garage's doors open. We're all chilling on the couches and the chairs and stuff. Smoking hookah. I see him walking, and I noticed that his shirt was all fucked up. So I get up, and I was like, oh shit, like hopefully, you know, like he didn't have like beef or whatever. Like, hey, what's going on, man? He's like, I had to take care of something. I was like, well, what was it? And so like he got closer into the garage, and I could see his face. And it looked like he had just rubbing, you know what I'm saying? Like arm rubbing on your face and everything. Like, just a scuffle. And so like I asked him, like, hey, what happened? He goes, well, somebody was talking shit. I found out where he lived. I walked my happy ass over there. I knocked on the door. His big brother answered the door. He says, what do you want? And he says, I'm here to fight your brother. And he goes, oh yeah, like that? And he goes, okay, come outside. And so Misa fought his brother in the front yard, you know. And then when he beat him, the brother pushed him off, told him get the fuck out of here, and Misa put his backpack on and walked back to the house.
Walked my happy ass.
Bro, this dude lived like by like Adventure Zone, and I live by Franklin. You know what I'm saying? Like
it was a long
The
walk.
road and shit, wandering.
yo,
Dude,
like,
I was like fighting with my shadow
to
on the way
this
over there, you know.
yo, you know,
Shadow.
but like that was the most gangster thing I've ever heard somebody do. Is like, not only did you not roll up with your homies, not only did you like not get dropped off, he walked by himself, Chris, backpack his belongings, walked to the person's house that he had a problem with, knocked on the door, told his older brother that was bigger than him, that he was here to fight his younger brother.
Dude, his older brother had a
And that-
mustache.
We didn't have I had like the little hairs, like the cat
Yeah, you had what I have right now.
the young Mexican stash, just like starts
Yeah.
off at the corners of the mouth there. But like Chris, that was the most gangster thing. That was the most gangster thing I've ever heard. Is like
thinking about it, dude. I still have the dude's teeth mark on my knuckle. No joke, dude.
Yeah.
I ended up showing the guys, and it was like a perfect tooth mark right there, dude.
No way, yeah. Bro, honestly, dude, now that I know all of this,
Yeah, that's.
I'm like,
Don't fuck with me.
fucking. No, not only that, I'm just like super like scared of this guy. Like, I don't know what he's gonna do.
Nah,
Okay.
you know what, man? I the way I used to think back then, bro. Like I said, like the big change for me was going to middle school, Lincoln, dude. I came from Canutillo District. I showed up like a month late in 7th grade. I didn't know anybody but Blue. And I used to skate a lot and shit. So back then it was like you have to be part of a clan. I played football too. So whether you were a jock, whether you're a cholo or a skater, you can't be all of them, So I had beef with all of them, and not knowing anybody, I just had to stand up for myself. And
it's
as hard as.
what's crazy, dude? I've like never even been close to being in a fight. Like not even like near like.
Well, don't piss me off, Chris, because we'll get there real quick, doggy.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is like that shit. Like it's crazy to me. Like I'm just like
He's broken up.
I'm
fights.
like your friend Josh, where like we're just not confrontational. Like we let shit go. Like it's just like it's not, it's not a big deal.
No.
Just
Well, I don't know. I mean, the
Yeah.
thing with Josh that I remember is that Josh wasn't the type to like go and talk shit, but Josh wasn't the type to like back down either.
Like I'll throw some. I have to.
One of our homies was there getting in trouble, and you see Josh's face like, he was upset knowing that, hey, I'm gonna eventually get punched, or I'm gonna have to hit somebody. But that that's the only way. But it was never like Josh the one starting this shit or anything.
Yeah.
But he was always in there too.
He was ready.
So
to touch on that. I remember that we had gone to Powder Puff, and of course everybody knows what Powder Puff is when you're growing up. You know that there are folks who. So there are folks there to watch the girls fight.
Well, actually,
There's folks there.
Let me stop you right there. For the people who don't know what Powder Puff is, because I do, but I feel like Milena might not know,
No, I know
and
what powder puff
a few other people. But just explain really fast what the Powder Puff concept is.
Okay, so like the Powder Puff concept was the football guys would coach the upperclassmen and the lowerclassmen, and then sometimes it would even be like the girls from one school compared to the other school. So it'd be like Coronado and Franklin because they were rivals on the west side. So basically,
Sounds like a great idea.
they were. It was no pads. Okay, the girls were no pads at all. It was full on tackle. It was full on pull hair. But there was a group of us that
scary,
always
dude.
went. Okay, so like there was people like us that would go, and we knew we were gonna get into some shit. Like we automatically knew.
No matter what,
It's gonna
we're
go
getting
down.
into shit tonight.
especially knowing that there's gonna be Coronado people there and shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
Rivalry always.
And you know what's funny is like now, like when I meet people and they're like, "Oh yeah, I went to Cornell," I'm like, "That's cool," and they're like, "Oh yeah, you know so and so from Franklin?" Like, yeah, and like, "Oh, we had beef," and I'm like, "Okay, like, we hated you guys too, like." But now, like looking back, it was like really stupid, and there was two individual times of different powder puffs. The one that I'm about to talk about was one that our friend Jacob had started. Okay, the guy, he was always a fighter. He always loved to fight. He loved to prove how tough he was. And there was just this dude there that thought he was the shit because he had a bunch of homies. And there's a big crowd of people, Chris. I'm talking about like concert type crowd. Everyone's watching the fights of the girls, and like it's like a field. So like the people, it's like arena football, but like instead of the sides being like boards, it's literally people, And this dude just popped him in the face.
Hey.
Bop! Dropped him.
Drop him, dude. Like drop, like his
dropped
knees,
him, just dropped
like
him.
like fucking lawn chair style, dude. His knees just folded up and bam.
Can you tell me the last
Oh,
name of this Jacob guy? The last name of this guy?
I
Was it Gum?
mean,
Uh,
yeah.
He's just an old friend. He's a Jacob
Was it-
guy. I wouldn't want to say his last name,
but was it Jake?
Yeah, like
I'm asking.
who?
it was just it was one of those friends, like just the guy that always was down to fight.
Oh, I know that.
And
Do you?
Yes.
so
Oh,
Serious?
yes.
How?
We went.
so
to
he dropped some dude. He just dropped some dude in the middle of the crowd,
dropped
Like,
the,
dude,
and then he
and
comes
this-
back over to us because we're looking for him. He comes over to us and he's like, "Hey, there's a crowd of people coming after us." And then I look behind him, and it was like a wave. And the guy's cousin, the dude that he dropped, the guy's cousin, is leading the pack.
With
He's
like
at the point.
20 other guys, dude, like taking off their shirts and shit. And at that moment, it's just Jacob, me, and Josh.
Oh,
Like that, we found each other in the whole fucking crowd. The rest of the
Right.
guys were out.
And then here's what happened though. So we're like, oh fuck, there's like 20 something people. There's only 3 of us, and we know, okay, like you know that you could probably take 2 or 3, and then after that you're gonna get taken down. If you're lucky.
I knew right away. I was like, dude, I'm gonna go home looking like shit. It's gonna hurt. But whatever. I was like, hold the line, boys, hold the line.
So exactly that. So then our friend's mom was with us, Nathan. Nathan shows up, Jose show up, a bunch of other guys. There was like 8 of us. And so we're trying to tell him, like, get out of here, just go, because they're after him. The guy's after him. I was like, go. And like my friend's mom's like, come on, let's go to the car. And we're like, we're gonna hold the fucking line. Like we legitimately just like 3 feet apart each, and we're gonna hold the fucking line.
With their
And
fists
out of
up,
nowhere, like we're like, hey, fuck it, let's go. We're pumping each other up, and then out of nowhere, just 5-0, boom, jumps
Dude,
the curb, goes
for
right
the
between us.
first time
and the crowd.
ever. Yeah, first time ever was I happy to see a fucking cop show up, dude. This guy went on the field and like drifted and stopped right in front of us, dude. Like epic style.
And then we knew. We're like, get the fuck out of here. We just ran to the car, and then we didn't make it far though. We made it to the parking lot, and then everybody threw down in the parking lot. But the cops were there, so it was a small crowd. It wasn't as big, so we were able to handle it. And then someone got punched into the river. But he wasn't paying attention, he was like watching one fight. The dude ducked next to him, and he got knocked, and he got thrown to the ravine and shit.
Hey,
And
you know what?
just,
Thinking about it, there's a YouTube video of it. Somebody posted a YouTube
it's
video.
somewhere.
you gotta find
It's somewhere
it.
on YouTube. I'll look it up. But
hey, that was
Yeah,
at
man.
Marwood Park, right?
I want to see.
Marwood Park, yeah.
Dude, I was probably there. Dude, I was probably there, but like, I was cool with people from Franklin and Coronado, so I would just go and hang out
'Cause
and
he's
just dap
Franklin.
everybody up. Coronado.
Franklin.
Hey, and no joke, during that whole Rumble, it first started like 1-on-1.
I feel like I might have seen you there, Misa, and been like, yo,
Probably.
what's up? And you're like, I'm gonna go fuck this thing up. I'm like,
Wanna come watch?
no, I was like,
We
I'm
could-
gonna hang out back here.
We'll talk about it in our podcast, 12 years from now.
12 years from now and shit.
But
All right.
yeah, good times, man. Good times.
This podcast rolling. Misa, in the show notes, for some reason, you put rapper ? What is that in reference to?
There came a time, I think it was like towards the end of our high school year, man, where by then we had already met a lot of other different friends, and there's a friend of ours named Johnny, and we'd always fuck around, put some beats up, and then just try and flow and stuff, and we ended up going to this guy Johnny's house, and he set up his whole recording studio, dude, and
Nice.
they recorded a song and shit, dude. They recorded it, dude. But I thought to myself after that, like, dude, Josh Cener is a fucking rapper, dog.
Hey,
JC, that's what they call him, JC from now on.
Do you
JC,
have it?
bro.
No, that one got lost.
Ah.
I'll tell you, I intentionally deleted that son of a bitch, and I made sure that he deleted that file too. Because look, it was fun, and like obviously, me and Misa used to smoke back in the day a lot. I used to smoke a lot, and so like it just kind of like slowed my mentality down. Because I'm one of those 1,000 things a minute type dudes that going through my head. So when it came to just that, it was just fun. I didn't try to like become anything. It was just like fun. It was like a way to like kind of just put your thoughts at the moment. And it's funny because I seen it in the little footnotes that he sent me, and I was like, motherfucker, he wants to talk about fucking the rap, But
Hey,
it's fine.
let me tell you firsthand, dude.
We believe you first off, so no worries.
And also, there's
Your
nothing
credibility.
wrong with that, bro. I used to want to be a rapper too, dude. I probably recorded.
Well, Chris, hold on, Chris. Hold on. When your name is Josh Cener, then yeah, there's something wrong with that.
No, dude.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
Like anybody that's got bars can get them, bro. Like it doesn't matter. Like trust me. Like I've probably made like about 50 rap songs with my homie Sam. Shout out to my homie Sam. We did fucking shows. Like we went like to Lubbock and we went to Austin to do shows. Like I used to like actually like chase that dream like hard as fuck, dude. And like
Right.
I think
Actually, the first time that he interviewed me, I didn't know this about Chris. I hadn't seen Chris in about 6-7 years. And he told me, yeah, man, I used to be a rapper. And I was like, bullshit. Throw something out right there, right here, right now, dude. And right there and then, dude, he threw out this flow. And I was just like,
dude, I'm telling you, man.
Eminem up in the block.
No.
Not just kidding, yeah. That's too much.
I used to like, you know what I mean? Like I really did want to be like a rapper at one point, and like I went to the point of like we were writing songs and recording them, producing them, like not touring, but doing shows and shit. You know what I mean? So like I think it's cool because like I remember being back in the day, like trying to tell my friends like, hey, dude, let's get on a track, and people would be shy and not want to do it, right? But everybody else that was down to get down on the track, it was like, it was cool, dude. It was like something special that you develop between you guys. You're like, all right, we're on this together. You know what I mean?
So I have a friend. He's from Boston. He's Stanley. Big, swole black dude, bro. Fucking funny as fuck. We used to crack up all the time, bro. And he lived with my neighbor. They were best friends, and he moved down from Boston too, and to get away from the trouble, you know. And we used to just kind of blaze up in his friend's room, and he used to have this USB that he had like 150 instrumentals on, and he would just plug it into the Xbox. And back then, the Xbox 360 used to have like these cool colors and shit, so like it kind of just set the mood, and we'd just be, you know, a couple of swishers, and then like he'd start going, and then I would go, and it was just me and him. And so like that I enjoy. I didn't ever want to like become a rapper. I didn't want to get my name out there. Like that's not me. You know, and it's funny that I say that because now I stream, you know, and I'm sitting there, people from all across the world. I have people from Australia, Sweden, you know, just it's crazy how many people I've met from different parts of the world. But to me, like it was just something fun to do with the homies, you know, like it really was.
Yeah,
it was some good times, man.
Course,
That's why I
like,
thought I would have to bring it up, just because I had some good times there, dude. Even though I don't know how to rap, you know, just to be part of it, I was like, hell yeah, dude. These guys, you know, these guys let me be in this.
That's how it all started for me, was just rapping with the homies. But I just ended up liking it a lot more and like wanting to pursue it. But you know, it's pretty cool that we kind of have that like in common. So we're gonna take a break, guys. We're gonna take a break on Conversing with Chris and Misa, the podcast, episode 32. But when we get back from the break, guys, we got some good things planned for you guys. We got El Paso trivia game, which we've never done before on the podcast, and I put that together this afternoon, so I hope you guys like it. And then we're also going to hit you with the funniest things from the internet, like always, and 5 random questions with our boy Josh, and then we'll sign off for the podcast. But for now, we'll take this break, and we'll be right back.
Hey, I'll be back in like 5 to 7 minutes.
Okay.
All right.
Everybody go handle.
I'm gonna handle my candle real quick.
So what you think? What you think? My bedroom.
It's your turn. I was looking at the Grove movie. And it's technically your turn to pick because I picked yesterday. So, I mean, I don't know.
Hey, why are you fucking back so hard?
It's just the menu looks good, you know? So, unless you can come up with something better. Well, also, we gotta see what time it is.
Yeah, we gotta see what time we finish.
His background looks good.
Yeah, and he has like the audio quality of Greg.
Yeah, for sure. And that makes a difference.
Yeah, because like Jamie's,
Do you?
it's like when you're using Bluetooth headsets, like they need to be badass or you need to be
Yeah.
That's
It
the
picks
best
up
quality.
everything, that's
Yeah.
why.
And it lags.
You didn't close it. Oh.
Yeah.
What about
All right, dude. So check this out. We're gonna do this trivia game, right?
Right.
So you're gonna be playing for Misa. My girlfriend's gonna be playing for me. The team that loses has to take a shot of hot sauce, right? But I've rigged it to where Misa's gonna lose. Okay.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay with that.
Yeah. So, um, I'm gonna. Well, I have 5 questions about El Paso. If you know the answer to all of them, just throw one of them off. Just select the wrong answer, and then, she's gonna answer. Well, you see, actually, if you can throw off 2, because I don't want it to seem overwhelming
throw the game for 2?
that she wins like outright. You know what I mean?
Right.
Well, in my defense, I'd like to add, I only missed 1 out of the 5 anyway.
I know it's because they're not hard questions, but anyway.
You would probably know them too, for sure,
Yeah.
since you grew up here.
So
I didn't.
let's end up with the score of 3-4 or something like that. Something like not where it's blown out. And then, yeah, this is all set up to have Misa take a shot and do it on the podcast. And then we can laugh.
I'm all for it, buddy.
Okay, cool.
Don't forget to close it.
Yeah, I have to grab another beer too.
Where did my pencil just go? Oh, shoot.
Grab that.
Is that them?
Well, look. Number 1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, number 1 is
Yeah, where'd you have it? Yeah.
Right here.
Okay. Well, oh yeah, that's the one I missed. Fucking lame.
The second half, dude, is kind of just like
Mm.
kind of throw it out there that you stream, and then let you talk about that, and then go ahead and like plug your like I don't because you said you only do Mixer.
Yeah, so I don't do Twitch.
Okay, so plug like your Mixer wherever anybody can find you. And then when we
Yeah.
post the episode, we'll throw the link in the description as well.
Sounds good, buddy.
So we'll start with that, and then we'll do the trivia. We'll do our funniest things from the internet. We'll do the random questions, and then we'll close out.
Okay.
Now we just wait for Misa.
Like always.
But yeah, dude, if you check out our newer episodes, everything is better. Like the chemistry, the sound quality, like.
But I do hear what you're saying in terms of like talking over each other. I think it's just so much harder because we're away from each other. So I think that's, like you said, the more we do this, the better we'll get. And then the more time we spend together, the chemistry, it'll flow a lot better.
But yeah,
I mean, you guys are like in your 30s episodes. You know what I'm saying? Like, you guys are going to get there and you're going to, it's like for views. Like right now I'm about to hit 10,000 views.
yeah.
Like for me, that's like crazy because I started off like
That's a
with
lot of
nothing. I
people.
started off with just me. And then I started off with just the cam, and now I have the overlays to make it nice and pretty. I have my backdrop. I have the lighting, you know. And then even now, I'm in the pursuit of like building my PC. You know, it's going to cost me about $1,500 to like really get what the fuck I want, and like for like my chat to have like the interactions that they want. Like, because right now it's good, but I want it to be great. You know what I'm saying?
Better, yeah.
Yeah, you want the premium setup, bro.
Well, I mean, if you're passionate about something, you want to give it everything you've got. Like, what do you got to lose?
like a good
See, like, go ahead.
a good example of that is like the way that me and Misa recorded episode 13 is totally different from the way that we record our episodes now. It's like a whole different world.
Yeah, I apologize that I didn't watch like
No.
I didn't hear any of like the newer stuff. Just Misa was like, "Hey man, check out this one. This is where I started."
Yeah,
and I was like, "Okay, cool." You know, like that's where I want to like.
Exactly, that's a really good.
Because you could have gone back to my very first episode and been like, "God bless, this shit is not going anywhere at all."
But see, like that's the thing though, is like I like those kind of things. Like for me, you starting, I would have had more interest because like I want to be invested. I want to see where you go with it. You know, same thing with my community. Like, yeah, am I a bigger streamer? Absolutely not. Am I close to being big? Probably not. But my community right now, the people who are constantly with me, and like I have a Discord, which is it's used for business or it's used for gaming. It's funny. Like it's a lot of business, like a lot of the trade companies, like that Forex or whatever the hell, they use it a lot. And so like for me, I have one of those. I have a Discord where my community chats, they put like all their memes and shit like that. And like I'm growing. I feel the growth. You know what I'm saying? I'm making like decent money for myself. You know what I'm saying? Like predominantly mostly girls in the platform, they make a lot of money because it's just a bunch of nerdy guys who don't know how to talk to girls. They're like, "Oh hey, let me throw you money." You know, and even most of my friends that are girls are like, yeah, like I'm not gonna lie, it is easier. It is easier for me.
Yeah.
You know, for like a homie to stop and be like, oh, I like this dude. You know, it's very rare. So like for me to have a decent community, and I'm gonna talk about it when you talk about it, is like the pros and cons of basically of being a dude streamer. You know, and being a streamer individually, because there's ways, obviously I'm pretty sure you've seen it, and I'm pretty sure in your DMs on yours you've gotten like people that's like, hey, like if you want to buy 10,000 followers and 5,000 likes and shit like that, like
listen
to that happens.
Episodes, I get hit with that all the time, bro.
So like that happens on my gaming Instagram, and that also happens on Mixer and Twitch is like they're called bot accounts.
Yep.
And what it does is like these people want you to open up a tab, and then they'll open up a tab, and it's just basically a huge party. So when you host the next person, you're at like 100 viewers, but nobody's talking, and it's going to get you nowhere in the long run because these platforms, they can see like the talking, they can see the way you react, they can see how much money is being spent on you. They see the analytics, and you're going to go nowhere.
Yeah, they see the insight to all that, so they can tell like bot users from interactive users, people that are engaged with your page and you're following them. You know what I mean? Yeah, because dude, like I said, on one of these last episodes, we talked about this exact same thing. Yeah. I joined a bunch of these podcast promotion pages on Facebook, and like after posting a few times on there, I started getting all these like random people hitting me up, and they were always like from overseas or some shit, and they were like, "Bro, I can get you like 70,000 subscribers like tomorrow." And then I was like, dude, that doesn't sound right at all. And then like I would talk to him.
I feel like we need the grind, Chris.
No, you do. You need the grind, dude. Because I was thinking about it. Like I said, I used to be a rapper, right? So it's like, if you're rapping for just 6 months, you're probably not really going to get anywhere. Like you got to go at it for like a good, like a year, 2 years, really develop like even a fan base, probably. Really develop your craft and your brand, and then go from there. Like it doesn't happen overnight. Like in any industry, really. You got to put in the work.
Plus, you as a person, you change. So it's like maybe whenever you first start out, your goal or your dreams, your ambitions, they change as you change, or they get bigger, or they get different. Like they change entirely. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'll talk about that, about like that little segment we're going to do about the stream. I'll talk about like how I've dabbled in one way and then I completely changed my thought and my process now that I've gotten, a little older in the streaming,
Oh,
who are you?
Back.
Hey, dude, sorry guys, fuck.
Yeah, dude.
Cut that hair.
Hey, we're just wrapping up the podcast. So, final thoughts, Misa?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to say fuck you, Chris.
Hey, bro. Oh my God.
It's almost as long
Hold on. Why do you look like you should be like in like a 90s like grunge metal like rock band? Like Nirvana.
Dude, that's the lead singer from My Chemical Romance.
As you were, as I want you.
Hey, put a little eyeliner and you're My Chemical Romance like lead singer.
I love it.
For real, dude.
I guess I'll continue the podcast without my cap, bro.
Bro, please don't do that. You look super scared.
I didn't know there was 2 chicks in the podcast.
I didn't know there was.
What's up?
Oh yeah, he took a good shot at you there, Misa.
I'll let it go. It's just because it's Josh. You don't know how much fucking roasting I did on this.
Hey, right now he's like, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go somewhere. Okay. Fuck, it's Misa at the door. No, I don't want to fight.
Hey, what you say?
No, I'm not answering.
All right, let me go reload on my brewski, and we'll get this going.
Wow.
Hey, I always wait. I wait until
you couldn't have gotten your beer right now while this whole break was?
Yeah, but it would have gotten hot by now.
Isn't that your beer?
Why? If you're just drinking it.
Another one.
Oh my God.
Whatever, Chris, go. You're wasting time. Go. Josh got shit to do.
We all have shit to do.
Oh, there go!
Just chill and I'll get it.
No, I got you. I got
Man,
you. I'm out.
What a lucky man that guy is, because he's like, hey, babe. Hey. Oh, that's right. I'm single and I don't have nobody.
Dude, remember that time we got into making those like dubstep videos? Like the mouth over.
Oh, yeah.
Here, bitty, 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 bitty. Well, you had made one do that to this day. I still think about it. That one, like, you're talking and you're like, Mom, the meatloaf, Mom. Dude, that shit was fucking hilarious because that's how this guy was. Yeah. Oh, you know, every time we're about to pop a beer open and I go, I got it from this guy.
Really?
That was Josh. Yeah. For everything in high school, like I'd bring out some weed and we go out to eat and we'll get our food and Delish.
All right, let's roll.
Hey,
The higher I get, the
we
Ah,
gotta wrap this up because my earphone's about to die. It's warning me now. It's like, hey, please charge the device. I'm like, fuck.
turn me the fuck off. That's what they said.
All
That's
right.
what it's telling me. Yeah.
All right, Misa, what we're going to do is we're going to open it up with letting Josh talk about his stream and promote himself, and then we'll get into the quiz.
All right, for sure.
And then,
Oh, fuck. I forgot the hot sauce, but start it off and I'll go get it.
okay. And then funniest things, and then random questions.
Okay.
All right, let's do it. All right, guys, we are
just like a SWAT roll right now.
All right, guys, we are back from our break. This is episode 32, featuring in front of the podcast, Josh Cener. Make sure to go hit us up on Facebook, guys. Follow us on Instagram. Subscribe to our YouTube page. We're streaming on Anchor app, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. All of it for free, guys. So make sure you go check us out. Leave us a like. Leave us a review. Leave us a comment. Any of that stuff helps. So we really appreciate that. Thanks again, Josh, for being here today. We really do appreciate it. How do you feel the podcast has been going so far up until this point?
I mean, honestly, coming from like a streaming background for me, I think like this is really fun. This is something that like not everyone can do because obviously like you have to be entertaining. But I feel like you guys are pretty damn spot on. I enjoy being on the show.
Hey, we do appreciate that, man. And like I said, we really do appreciate you joining us here and actually spending some time with us. So we talked about it during the break, but let's talk about it on the podcast. Misa was telling me that you do some game streaming. If you can get into that a little bit, tell us a little about the way you stream, and then if you can tell us also where our audience can find your stream and tune into you.
Definitely. I've always been a gamer since I was young. My parents had bought me like a Super Nintendo, I think when I was like 4 years old. So I've always had gaming consoles and stuff, and I've always been a gamer. And so basically when this whole streaming kind of popped off, I didn't think anything of it. I didn't think like, I don't have what it takes. Like, it's just not my personality. And I was playing one time and my friend streamed, and he was doing really well. And so I would just kind of join, kind of like the way you and Misa go. I would be like his co-host for his stream. I would come home like after partying, and he'd be streaming late. And so we'd be talking. We'd talk about issues, kind of just like the podcast. To be honest, it's normal for me to talk like this. And so he's like, "You need to start streaming. You need to." He's like, you got it." And so little by little, I started off small. Started off with no camera, just me. Then slowly put some funds towards building the stream, and now I stream part time. I have a schedule on Mixer. So Mixer is like the stepchild, basically, or the stepbrother to Twitch right now.
Yeah. Okay, so why that and not Twitch?
So I did dabble in Twitch a little bit before I went to Mixer, just to kind of see how it was. I downloaded the app, kind of joined some chats. And the thing that I realized is that, like, in Twitch, especially when you start getting to like the affiliates, the people who are making money off of like the commercials that play when you join in and stuff like that, like the chat is kind of lost. Like, you can say one thing and the streamer doesn't pay attention to you. It's more like they look over, they pick and choose kind of like what they want to talk about, and then they're back to their gaming. And I feel like that's not a real kind of like back and forth. Mixer, on the other hand, is a little bit more chat based. It's like you tend to grab chat more. You kind of talk about the things, of course, like depending on the game you play, especially like me, when I play like my competitive games, I have to have a bot in my party that's forcing the audio from my laptop so I can hear the pings of the notifications when people talk to me, because I'm constantly competitive. Like, I want to win. So I have to kind of tell myself, hey, talk to chat. And it's work, to be honest. Like, yeah, it's just like that. But the chat is a little bit different.
I was able to experience one of those times, and yeah, like Josh said, dude, this guy answers to everybody, and that's a big deal, man. Because I've seen other streamers and stuff, and there's no hardly any interaction, or it's just, like Josh said, they just pick, you know, whether it's a close friend or something. But nah, Josh, thanks, man, thanks for coming, and whatever questions, and that's pretty cool, man, to interact like that. It's kind of like how Greg Wilson too, that's what's cool about both of y'all is that you guys make it to where we're part of it now. We're being acknowledged as fans, and that's awesome. It's pretty cool.
So to kind of touch on what we talked about in on our break time was like how basically the grind. We're talking about Chris and you guys, grinding out the podcast, because there are ways to kind of boost your numbers. There are ways to boost your numbers on Mixer and Twitch to get like bots in there and to kind of like boost your viewership or your subscribers.
Cheater.
And I talked to him about it, and basically we're both on that grind. I'd rather have 20 people viewing me who are talking to me and who are there than have 100 people who aren't talking. That's something me and Chris talked about.
Yeah, it's true.
That's what's up, man. And you know what? It's cool because, like Misa was saying, we also have another friend. His name is Gregory Wilson. He was on episode 29 of Conversing with Chris and Misa, so go check that out. He also does streaming. His main platform is Twitch. You can follow him at Balake Will. You can find him on there. So it's kind of cool to see like that you guys are on the both like on the same vibe, but you guys are on different platforms.
Wavelengths.
You know what I mean? And it's cool, dude. Like I like that you're doing that. It's good to see that you're streaming and trying to like build your brand from within, because like you said, this is very similar to what we are trying to do with our podcast. You know what I mean?
How long have you been streaming for?
Right. So I have been streaming on and off, because it was kind of like one of those things where you kind of just dabble, because it's right there on the Xbox. They're partnered with Xbox.
Right.
Oh.
So it was just like whatever. Sometimes like maybe my friend just wanted to watch me play or whatever, so I would just turn it on. So for sure, I've been on since like October of last year. I haven't recently grinded hard, except for probably about 4 months ago, right before the COVID hit. I started this up with like some great entertainment overlays, some button responses, chat or text to text to speech type of things when you tip me. So like if you tip me $5 and you can write in like little tips, little messages, and it'll say over my overlays and stuff like that. So it's more entertaining. I brought that about 4 months ago.
So it's more interactive? That's
Nice.
what it sounds like.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's in chat you have like your commands. So like chat has the ability to play games in the chat now, do commands that have silly little things that pop up on chat. So that's what I've brought to my channel now, is the ability to kind of like interact while I'm playing.
Yeah.
You can play with people in chat. You can talk smack, and there's obviously rules. I have rules on mine, but yeah, it's definitely got more entertaining about 4 months ago.
That's what's up, dude. So tell all of our listeners where they can find you at.
Yeah,
If they want to check out your stream, let them know where they can do that.
So where you can find me is if you guys are on PC, you can do like a www.mixer.com / and then of course my gamer tag would be TEXSUPP0RT. And that's tech support. The reason why I have the 0 in there is because the platform does not allow anybody to have the name support in their gamer tag and their mixer tag. So I've had to put a 0 in there. Otherwise, it would have just been plain old tech support. And it's just a little play on the wording. But that's where you can find me, is just www.mixer.com / TEXSUPP0RT.
That's cool. What about like Instagram, Facebook? Are you on anything else or just that?
So I do have a gaming Instagram, the same exact name. You can just search me up as TEXSUPP0RT. And you will find that I have made a gaming brand called Grizzly Ranch Gaming. And that's going to be coming up soon, is maybe some logos, some merch. And then later on, I'll start to get into like hats, clothing, hoodies, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's all to come.
That's cool.
Oh yeah, dude. So Make sure, guys, that everybody, if you guys are listening, try to go and support our friend Josh, because we tried to support the people that support us. That way their audience can support us as well. So make sure you guys go check him out. Check him out on Mixer, and then also go check out his gaming page. That way you guys can get involved in everything that he is doing. And so we're going to keep this podcast moving. We do have a special game / like segment to do with you guys. We're going to do a El Paso trivia game, right? And the way this is going to work is that Lena is going to play for me. Josh is going to play for Misa, right? And this is 5 questions about a little bit of history about El Paso. So,
hey, all I got to say is, because Josh is playing for me, Josh, you know that I know where you live. And so I believe in you, dude. You got this.
and he'll come knock on your door like he did that
Yeah,
one kid
what
back
a
in the day,
threat.
and then beat you up. So anyway,
I'll just go talk to his mom. Get him in trouble with his mom.
Oh
okay.
my god.
We're gonna do 5.
Don't bring my mother into this.
Yeah, leave her out of this.
Leave
bro.
mom's out of it.
My mom's a saint. She
So-
is, by the way.
Do this
Shout out to your mom.
And it's gonna be 5 questions. I'm gonna ask you and Lena the answers. Every time you get it wrong or right, we'll buzz the sound effects. If you get it wrong, you'll hear this. If you get it right, you'll hear this. Okay? So, at the end of this, the team that is losing is going to have to take a shot of hot sauce, which we have it prepared, and whoever loses is going to have to do it on the podcast before we move on to the rest of the podcast, guys. So,
Okay.
With all that being said, does everybody agree to the terms of this trivia game?
Well, ask Lena. She's the one drinking this
I'm
shit.
pretty good with it.
Okay, so let's go ahead and get into this. I'm going to ask you guys the questions, and I'll start with Josh. You give me your answer, and then Lena will give me her answer after you. And we'll do that for every single question. That way, there's no that way nobody gets confused. You know what I mean? So, with that being said, guys, this is our first ever El Paso trivia game on Conversing with Chris and Misa, the podcast, episode 32. So question 1 goes out to both Josh and Lena here. El Paso is known as the blank capital of the world. Your choices are number 1, bar, number 2, margarita, number 3, boot, or number 4, sun. Josh, go ahead with your first answer.
I feel like if I got this wrong, I don't belong here, but that's going to be the sun.
Okay.
It's going to be the sun, buddy. That's final answer.
Oh, come on, Josh.
That's it. I'm moving out. I'm moving to moving to the next state over.
Okay.
I'm going back to the Northeast.
Okay, Lena, your answer.
Margarita.
Oh, I was going to say bars. It's about the bars, right?
Okay,
Am I
so
right?
you both got that
No.
wrong. So El Paso is technically the boot capital of the world.
Baloney,
okay?
I need to
So
see
both of them got that wrong. So
Wow.
shout out to you guys. Number
it. We
2.
both suck.
Get
True
shit on. Jesus.
True or false, guys? The first Thanksgiving took place in El Paso in 1598. Josh, true or false?
Yo, who would know this off the top of their head? I wasn't even born, I'm going to say false.
Ah, come on, Josh. That's dumb, dude. You should have let her answer.
Okay, well,
Because that's only like 2.
when it gets an automatic true or false, was that true or false?
Obviously.
Okay, so 1 point.
Whatever, dude. All right, Josh.
So slide the crowd. Slide the crowd.
So right now we're Lena's got 1 point. Josh has
Oh.
0.
Bullshit.
Heading into question 3.
Bullshit.
Marty Robbins' classic song El Paso was inspired by which local bar? A, The Tap, B, L&J's Cafe, C, King's X, or D, Rosa's Cantina? Josh?
shit, you know.
I don't know.
Look. Let's be honest here, okay? Yeah.
Look at, dude. I was just gonna say, man. I know when Josh is thinking really hard, bro. And that I haven't seen that face since like 7th period in senior year, dog.
Stumped right now. He's stumped.
Yeah, dude, he's stumped. Look at him.
Can I call my grandmother?
Yes, you can use the lifeline. Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Is this that $1 million question game?
Oh my god. Who wants to be a millionaire? Read that.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay.
Let me call my dad real quick and tell him I'm gonna win. So.
Okay.
Oh, yes, please.
Do you have an answer to this?
Say what?
Do you have an answer to the question?
Oh, I thought I'd picked King's X.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear you.
My bad.
Okay, so King's X. Lena?
Oh, come on.
Rosas Cantina.
Josh, I nodded yes when that name came up.
Dude, I don't even know. I've never been to Rosa's Cantina. You know, like.
Yeah, but I think it's in that song, right? I think the name of it is in the song.
It's like, yeah.
But you're betting on the fact that I know that song.
Do you like country?
Well, you should, Josh. You live here.
You're right. It's in my favorites playlist right now. I listen to it all the time. How could I forget? It's right next to Post Malone and Tim McGraw. I'm sorry.
There you go.
Hold on, I have
Marty
a question.
Robbins.
I have a solid question. Josh, do you like country music?
Hell yeah.
I do.
Okay, cool. You
So
can
do I.
stay. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you're
Proceed.
allowed back on this podcast whenever you want.
Go forth.
Okay. Last question. So Lena's in the lead right now.
'Cause you fucking
Josh
know.
needs to answer this question right to tie it up, or the game is over and Misa has to take a shot of hot sauce. So question 5. Or hold on. Yeah. No, sorry. Question 4.
Yeah. What's
So
going on?
El Paso is home to only one of 13 museums in the USA. What kind of museum is it? Is it the Museum of Hispanic Culture, the Holocaust Museum, Border Patrol Museum, or Museum of Mexican Cuisine? Which one is it, Josh?
Well, now I feel like shit because like
dude, don't.
there's only one museum I went to as a kid, and everyone knows it. Everyone that's downtown, and you go and there's like lights and shit like that. But
Lights and shit.
yeah, it was the Insight Museum, bro. Come on, now you had fun. It was like, oh my god, yeah. Oh shit. What were the options again, Chris? Can I get them read off one more time?
Yeah, the first one is Museum of Hispanic Culture, the Holocaust Museum, Border Patrol Museum, or Museum of Mexican Cuisine.
I'm gonna have to go with A. The first one.
Oh,
Yeah, bro.
it's the
Hey,
ball.
see, but that's not fair, dude. We should have done this differently because now at least Lena knows that it's not A.
Yeah, but now she needs to decide if it's B.
Yeah, but that's still like now you go up to a 33% chance of getting it right instead of 25%.
And
Holocaust.
I'm worried for you in that heartburn.
Dude, literally, my ass is gonna burn, dude.
Yeah,
I can't-
so she literally just she just beat you right there.
That's some bullshit. Josh, you go get some hot sauce.
Well, no. Oh, yeah.
Do you guys want to do the last question?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to see if Josh knew it.
Okay.
Look, I got my shot right here.
Okay. So Misa's ready. So
Oh my god.
Ooh.
that smells terrible, I'm sure.
Oh
Okay,
my
so
god.
question 5, which would have been if we needed this question, but Lena blew Josh out of the water. So we're done with that. But question 5.
Damn,
Before El Paso's nickname was the Sun City, what was its previous nickname? Your choices are 6-shooter capital, Paseo del Norte, the Desert Oasis, or the City on the Rio. City on the Rio, sorry.
Rio?
Yeah.
No, that's C. That's C. It's gotta be C.
I'm gonna favor that one.
C as well?
Yeah.
Wrong again.
Paso del Norte?
No, 6-shooter capital. Who would have known? What? Right?
Well, if It's
What
actually
the
a dark
fuck?
mystery, so yeah, check it out. Anyways, you're already on your phones. Do what you can, educate yourselves. And I just kicked Misa's ass. I'd like to see that shot now.
You didn't do shit. You kicked Josh's ass.
That's true.
And just like how I used to do for Junior, now I'm gonna have to take the fucking beating.
I'm here.
Okay, so
Motherfuckers, dude.
Misa's gonna have to take this shot of hot sauce, and
Just to let you guys know, it's just regular Louisiana hot sauce. I'm not scared about the spiciness. I'm just scared about my asshole burning.
yes, that's something
Drink
to
a
be
lot of
worried
water.
about. Yeah.
H2O.
Okay, Misa.
Yeah.
3.
You have
2.
water at least?
Hold on. Let's count them down. 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Fuck it, Josh. But I love you. Hey, dude. You know what? Now, if I had,
That looked terrible. All right.
I fucked up.
Okay.
You're questioning your whole life now?
Oh, that's hilarious.
Oh, dude, I feel that shit slowly going down my fucking.
Can you feel your esophagus burning?
All right, guys. So let's keep this podcast rolling. What we're gonna do next is we're gonna do the funniest scenes from the internet today. Who wants to go first?
I mean, I'll go first.
All right, let's do it, Josh.
So let's go ahead and just lay this down here for a lot of people from El Paso, and even myself too. So I seen this photo and I sent it to Misa earlier today, and it's this guy. He's laying in bed, and you can tell he's calling front desk to kind of get a wake up call. And he says, "Hi, I need a wake up call." And the front desk goes, "You're an alcoholic piece of shit." And he goes, "Thanks, I needed that."
Smack him.
Yeah, they were really blunt with that.
Yeah,
guy,
way to
weren't
be
they?
smacked first thing in the morning.
All right.
It really touched me.
Hey. You're like, I felt that in my soul, brother.
I needed to get that
I
at
did.
6 a.m.
Okay, Lena, funniest scene from the internet
Oh
today.
shit. Okay, so it's avocado. Hello, I'm good fat. Bacon. Light cigarette. Punches avocado.
Oh shit!
I feel like you could
Misa's over there crying.
have better than that. But like, here she goes again. She's off on her own.
My stomach's hurting so bad right now, you assholes.
Okay. Before you have to go take your shit, Lisa, what's the funniest thing you got from the internet?
Let me just say, I don't even think I'm gonna ever take a shit, dude. I'm scared now. Like,
Dude.
I'm feeling this shit.
You might have to place like an ice cube on your butthole just to be sure.
I don't know, but
Okay.
yeah. There's this. I thought it was pretty funny. This a meme, and it's a picture of two dogs, and one dog's telling the other, "I'm sad. Tell me a joke." And the other dog goes, "Okay, knock knock." But before he could finish, they start barking. Thanks, Josh. Thanks. That's the least you could do is laugh.
I don't get that joke at all.
It's because he
Okay, because it's knocking. You know, dogs start barking when you knock on the door. So he's trying to do it. Come on, Chris.
Oh,
Oh my god!
bro, your uncle's here, dude. Did you hear him?
Oh, dude, fuck my uncle.
Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of tired of him too, so that's why
Yeah,
we
dude.
drew him
That's
today
not
on the
very
podcast.
nice.
But
He's very nice.
we'll get him out of here.
What about you, Chris?
So,
Dude, the other day, no, hold on, my uncle, dude, the other day, he saw me. It was a while ago, dude. Fuck, my throat's killing me right now. Anyways, my fucking fuck, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so I was rolling a fat one, if y'all know what I mean. And my uncle's all like,
Yes,
"Isn't
sir.
that shit illegal?" And it pissed me off, and I was like, "Aren't you?" And then he started crying and walked away. So fuck that guy.
Damn, dog.
Talk
I
about
think my uncle heard you too.
hey,
a little loud.
all right. So,
I think this shit killed the corona in me.
yeah,
I
you're
had it.
guaranteed not to get corona now that you took that shot. The funniest thing from the internet today for me, guys, was it was just a simple tweet. Sometimes it's just as good as that. That's all you need. You don't need graphics or anything. And the tweet says, a Trump/Biden debate is going to be like watching a rap battle between a jam printer and a dial-up internet tone. And I couldn't agree more. I think that's hilarious. Like, good. God bless.
Yes, it's true, man. You know what?
Welcome to
Speaking of
America.
that, man, it makes me think like, yo, 2020 can't get any worse. You know, like
It's about.
Shit.
it's about to, because now we have the only two options is Biden and Trump to be our president.
It's not
And
very promising.
And if that, doesn't fall in the year 2020, like it's like the perfect year for that kind of shit to happen. So shout out to them. I hope one of you guys win and actually survive to be, old enough to run the office, but whatever.
Shit, I hope I survive,
Yeah. We're all hoping for survival over here. So,
Yeah.
all right, guys, we're going to start to wrap up Conversing with Chris and Misa, the podcast episode number 32, featuring our boy Josh. Like we do with most of our guests, we like to do 5 random questions before we send them off into the night. And we're going to do that with Josh. So, Josh, are you ready for 5 random questions?
Bring him on.
Misa, are you ready for him to be ready for the 5 random questions?
I don't even know, dude, what the hell to think right now, dude.
He's questioning his whole life.
Lena, are you ready
I
for
can
Misa
see-
to be ready, for Josh to be ready to do these questions?
Misa looks really red right now.
Yeah, he
He's
looks
got
like
sweat coming down the forehead.
Dude, I gotta take a piss soon, and I feel like hot sauce is gonna come out of my piss, and I'm not looking forward to that.
It doesn't work that
Okay,
fast.
well,
You're good.
You know what? We're
need
sending
some-
prayers your way, Misa. So, first,
Okay,
yeah,
send some Pepto, motherfucker.
that's gonna do anything.
Shit.
Okay, so this is our 5 random questions segment, guys. Question number 1.
Okay.
What song would you want them to play at your funeral?
It's been a long time
I know.
without you.
So I'm Paul Walker, huh?
Yeah.
Come on,
Wait, Paul Walker
Um,
don't sing.
Wiz Khalifa.
Oh, wow. No, but it's for Paul Walker.
No, the song is for Paul Walker. Yeah.
Let's say.
A long day.
Shit.
Without you, Josh.
I'd probably pick John Party. Was it Jack and Me?
Okay, that's a good song.
How it's basically just him saying that him and Jack don't get along.
Oh my god.
Oh, I can smell that from here. This is a Zoom call.
fuck.
We
Oh.
flame
Oh
out
my
of the mouth.
God.
Total flame.
Okay, so John Party, Jack and Me would be the song that they would play at your funeral. Okay,
Probably.
we need to work through this
Wow.
because Misa might die on the podcast today. So,
She looks,
okay,
yeah.
question number 2.
Oh,
This is just fucking killing my fucking insights right now. Thanks, Josh. Thanks for knowing your El Paso history. It's proof that we need to have this shit in schools.
Tell him
Look, if he had asked like where you could get a $2 you call it at a certain time, I probably would have known. Okay?
Right? Hey, look.
If he had asked which Mexican food truck sits at certain bars, I probably would have known. Okay, just
Well, there you go. Now we know for the next segment. Next El Paso trivia questions. Thanks, Josh. Thanks for bringing that up before we started this shit.
All right, question
Shout
number
out to
2,
me.
guys. Would you rather be trapped in an elevator full of men who smell like BO or with 3 wet dogs?
3 wet dogs.
Amen.
Really? Is that's so easy for you guys?
Yeah, I would have.
I'm a dog lover. Like I'm a dog lover. It doesn't matter. Like
Exactly.
I
You
mean,
know?
all men are dogs, but I'd rather do a real dog. Fuck, that hurts. That hurts, dude. Ow.
Hey,
Started
get a shot caller for this guy.
You said it, not me.
Okay, question number 3. Would you rather have unlimited sushi or unlimited tacos for the rest of your life?
Oh.
Tacos, bro.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a hard one for me, but I would choose tacos.
Look, let's be honest here, guys. Sushi is great and all, okay? But you try going, a week through sushi, and then let me know how you feel after that. Because I can only dabble twice, and after that, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, Lena likes to
Hey,
say, let's go eat sushi, and I'm always like,
No way, yeah. Hey,
yes, sir.
Hates it.
Yeah. So,
hey, carne asadas forever, bros.
hey, any kind of tacos forever.
That's the type of body I got.
Question number 4. This is a deep question, so I hope you're ready for this, Josh. It's a deep question.
Okay.
Oh.
What is a common thing that you think about when you are alone?
I'm lonely.
What was that again? You broke up just a little bit at the end.
What is a common thing that you think about when you are alone?
That's a good
I mean,
question.
this is a deep one, bros.
Dude, that's a deep question. I told you, I'm going in deep, bro. Be ready. Got to be ready for that deep.
Yo, so like the first
This guy's-
3 were just like whatever, but this one is like
This one's hitting stomach.
That's how we do it on this podcast, bro. We lure you in. We think it's all fun and games, and
Hit you with a shot of hot sauce.
yes, sir.
I'm gonna be honest, guys. Like when I'm alone, like alone, nobody's bothering me, no phone calls, nothing. I mean, just my purpose in general, guys. You know, like what am I? Who am I? What am I gonna be? You know, what is my legacy? Type shit. Oh, that's an honest answer right there.
I love it. Great answer, bro. 'Cause I feel like we all think about that all the
that's good.
time,
Yeah.
and
definitely.
it's like something that we do without even noticing that we do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
It's a subconscious.
Agreed.
I feel like
It's like we're evaluating ourselves, you know.
there you go.
Constantly.
Exactly. That's what I was gonna say. I feel like the older you get, the more we realize like it's important to do that every day, to spend time with ourselves and kind of sit with what happened for the day and our thoughts. You know, like the older you get, the better at evaluating your life you get.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
question number 5. It goes like this. The best part of waking up is...
Folgers in your cup.
It's stupid.
I mean,
Some whiskey,
I still to
motherfucker.
this,
Okay, hold on.
oh shit.
Yeah, that's the setup. The way you ask it. Best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup.
Hey, let me just ask something, Chris.
Hold on. We had to test how genuine of a person our boy Josh is today. And he
Yeah, but
passed the test with flying colors.
Yeah, true that. But
Thank you.
I
Thank you.
gotta ask something, dude. You used to rap with that voice? Thank God.
No, that voice. That's not my rapping voice.
Leave him alone.
Yeah, my
Leave
rap
him alone.
is different. It's a different voice.
That was his rap name. Leave him alone.
Leave
Leave him alone. Leave him alone.
Leave him alone.
Leave him alone.
Leave him alone.
Okay, so, but for real though, Josh, what is the best part of waking up?
Waking up, I guess, knowing that you're alive.
All right,
Good
boys.
shit, Chris.
Boys and girls, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Tim, I didn't ask you, Misa.
Well, you were looking at me. I don't know who you're looking at. It's a
I
Zoom.
know I'm looking at all you guys,
looking
but
at
I
me, looking
like-
at you.
Whatever. All right, go. Sorry, Josh. Sorry, Josh. Go.
It's gonna.
Shut up, Chris. Go, Josh.
questions, like, you know what I mean? We've been through this.
Okay. All right, go, Josh.
Take a-
Sorry for
Okay.
Chris interrupting. Sorry, go.
The best part of waking up. The best part of waking up is knowing that you don't have to go to work. You know, like you just like, oh, okay, I can roll back to bed. You know what I'm saying? I can go sleep for more.
I don't
Fuck
think
yeah.
I've ever had that feeling before.
Oh,
Ever.
Oh shit!
Yeah, dude. After I had kids, that feeling went away for sure.
Yeah, tomorrow when I wake up, I have to go to work. Like, it's like, yo, get your ass in the car and let's roll, brother. Okay,
Fair
so
enough.
bonus question, but hey, I appreciate that though, and it's a badass scene when you wake up.
Yeah.
and you don't have to.
On your day off, you ain't got to go to work.
It feels great. It feels amazing.
Or maybe you do have to go to work, but it's a type of job that you love that it don't feel like work. You know what I'm saying? No. All right. Whatever.
Well, we haven't gotten there yet, but we will.
Yeah. Exactly. That's why we're doing this podcast right now, to get to that.
Right.
so the bonus question: are you ready?
Yeah.
One word to describe your life. We ask that you do not use the word blessed.
Yes.
One word to describe my life.
Mm-hmm. We don't, unfortunately, take junctions, hyphen. No, it's just one word.
I understand.
He's been like the most understanding of all our guests.
I know, dude.
He's like, yeah,
Who was it? Ozzy is he under construction?
yeah, dude. Like some
Shout
people
out
will
Shout
be,
out to Ozzy though.
yeah, some people will be like, in progress. Is that one word? like you know what I mean? Come on.
I mean, Misa knows that my life is crazy. That's what I could say. And a lot of people are like, "Oh my God, it's so stereotypical." Like, no, my life is crazy. At moments, it's
yeah,
peaceful.
we haven't had crazy yet.
Unpredictable.
Yeah.
That's a good answer, man. I think one of the favorite answers that we've heard was the lavish interview.
Lavish, bro.
He was so good
He
with
was
that shit.
he was spot on with that. It
Yeah.
didn't even take him more than 2
Perfect.
seconds to answer the question.
Mhm.
But okay, so you would say, Josh, that your answer is crazy.
It is.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we respect that. That's way
Good shit.
that's a lot better than some of the other responses.
I'm blessed.
Yeah.
If we're being honest. So
But the crazy thing is that I like this because, like, I mean, self-reflection, I do it. I don't know, who else does. But, like, when you have to think about what would I say for my entire life, you don't really think about that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just one word. Like, how do you find one word that encompasses everything that you go through? Like you said, the good and the bad,
It's definitely difficult when you get asked the question to think of something that would describe as a whole.
Yeah.
Like you want to go one way, you want to go the right way and be like positive, but like to be honest, like my life is crazy.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
And if we could, Chris, if you could right now answer that question, what would your be?
One word to describe my life?
Yeah.
I would say probably the best word would be, and I don't even know if that's the best word, but a good word would be kind of like unpredictable in a way.
Yeah,
like things are always just changing for me. Like,
for sure.
you know what I mean?
Totally.
Whether it's doing this podcast, going to school, going to work, like things just kind of switch up on me all the time. You know what I mean? So I would say unpredictable would probably be,
Like
honestly,
pretty much
know where we're going right now. Honestly,
like pretty much like the year 2020.
yeah, dude.
Exactly.
2020 actually better answer. There you go.
Perfect.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh.
There you go.
All right,
2020 is an answer right there.
yep. Let's wrap up this podcast. This was episode 32 of Conversing with Chris and Misa, the podcast. Make sure to go like us on Facebook. Make sure to follow us on Instagram. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube page. And also, guys, Apple Podcasts, we're live on there now, too. Lena just dropped something, so that's what you heard.
No.
Oh, my God, dude.
And also, guys, make sure to follow our boy Josh on his Mixler, and also check out his gaming pages that he has up now. So, last thing that we're going to do on this podcast today, we're going to go around the Zoom call and give final thoughts on the podcast, and then we will be out. So, final thoughts, guys. We're going with Lena first. Final thoughts on the podcast.
No, just as always, thank you for sharing your time with us. Thank you for, letting our audience spend this time with you, getting to know you. It's always a really great time with anybody that's here. And as always, you guys, we're on our phones. Get educated, be a part of the discussion, sign petitions, donate, do what you can.
Misa, final thoughts.
Yeah. Just like always, Josh, dude. You and your parents have always been a big deal in my life. Especially high school years, growing up. You guys are a big part of that. You guys would always have a big special spot in my heart. It's good seeing you, man. To everybody listening, don't forget, guys, follow my boy, Josh, on Mixer, on tech support. That's TEXSUPP0RT. Just go ahead and follow him, and it's fun for those that have never, like I said, never thought that it's fun. That's how I was. But it's more than just watching somebody play a game. You get to interact with Josh, with other people on there, so it's pretty fun. And thank you, Josh. Thanks for being on here, man. I appreciate it. I love you, dude. Lena, Chris, always a good one with you guys. Thanks, guys.
Yes, sir. All right, Josh. Go ahead. You got final thoughts on this? Anything you want to say? Anything that you're feeling about the podcast in general, or anything that's going on with you? Go ahead and lay it out right now.
Let's just start off with, I look forward to seeing you guys grow. I look forward to coming back and saying, hey, look, we've made it, both of us. We've gotten big, and like coming back and be like, hey, imagine, back at, episode 32 that we were just doing this thing. And now look at us, like that's something I look forward to. I know 2020 looks like a shit year for us guys, everybody. I know we got to hang in there and just grind it out. We got to do things for ourselves. You know, we got to do things for ourselves to make ourselves bigger and appreciate life. And I look forward to seeing you guys grow.
Definitely. Yes. Good speech, dude. Everybody in America needs to listen to that for sure.
Oh, yeah, dude. So first off, I want to thank you right off the bat for coming up on here, and also for just what you said. Let's continue to push ourselves. Let's continue to push our brands. Let's continue to push everything that we're doing, because you know what I mean. Like that's really what it's about: supporting each other, and also like realizing that if you guys want to do something, like you have to work at it and go balls to the wall, and eventually, hopefully, you'll see the benefits from all the time that you're putting in. But I want to thank you, Josh, like I said again, for being on here. Misa, shout out to you.
Hate you.
I'm gonna be hurting for a while, guys.
Yeah.
Just saying. Literally, I feel it in my stomach right now. It's bad.
Shout out to you for doing that.
Bad.
Another good episode in the books.
Yes,
And
sir.
this is episode 32 of Conversing with Chris and Misa, the podcast, featuring Jesus fucking Christ.
Hey, don't stop, dude. Fuck.
I know, dude. I'm trying to end the podcast. And
All
you're
I
over
see
here.
is
My bad.
fire.
So-
He's such a pyro.
Yep,
Look at him.
Jeez. Hey, everybody pray for Misa's asshole tonight, by the way.
Please. No joke for
Yes,
real.
please.
I do that daily.
That's why I love this guy.
I got it. So this was episode 32 of Conversing with Chris and Misa, the podcast. Like us on follow us on Facebook, like us on Instagram, subscribe to our YouTube, and we are out. There you go.
Hey, good shit, dude. Josh, thanks, bro.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
Hey, man, I really appreciate you guys inviting me on. And like I said before, I look forward to coming back and we got bigger, you know?
Yeah,
We're out
definitely.
there.
Hey, we'll let you know a few days before we post. That way, you'll be ready and just share our stuff, and we'll put down your link under the shit. So
Yeah, man.
spread the
Not a
word,
problem.
man, and we'll spread our word on our part.
Of course, man. I'll do what I can to help you guys out.
All right, guy. Well, I gotta go, man. I gotta go try and figure out what the hell I need to do with myself.
Yeah, Pepto-Bismol, buddy.
Yeah, dude, for real. I gotta go.
Signing off.
Later, guys. Later, Lena. Bye.
Bye.
Later, guys.